The United States and Iran have signed a sweeping 14-point agreement, raising hopes that months of conflict may finally give way to diplomacy. As details emerge, attention is turning to sanctions relief, investment promises, and the future of the Strait of Hormuz to understand what Tehran stands to gain. After months of missile strikes and regional tensions, a new memorandum is reshaping the political landscape across the Middle East. The agreement reportedly addresses nuclear activities, regional security, and maritime stability, offering a roadmap away from war and confrontation. US President Donald Trump and Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian have formally signed the Memorandum of Understanding. The 14-point agreement is designed to end hostilities between the two countries and reopen the Strait of Hormuz to normal navigation. The memorandum establishes a 60-day ceasefire period during which both sides will pursue negotiations on a broader final agreement. Trump signed the document during a meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron in Paris on June 18. Meanwhile, President Pezeshkian signed the memorandum in Iran, completing the process from Tehran's side. The agreement begins with a region-wide ceasefire, aiming to halt hostilities and lay the groundwork for a permanent end to the conflict. Both sides have pledged to respect each other's sovereignty and avoid interference in internal affairs, signaling a shift toward de-escalation. Washington and Tehran have set a 60-day deadline to negotiate a broader final agreement, with an option to extend talks if needed. The United States has agreed to begin lifting its naval blockade, while Iran will gradually restore normal shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has agreed to ensure free and safe passage for commercial vessels traveling between the Persian Gulf and the Sea of Oman for a limited period of 60 days. The memorandum outlines plans for a massive $300 billion economic development initiative aimed at supporting Iran's recovery. The United States has agreed in principle to discuss sanctions relief as part of a broader and mutually accepted final settlement. Iran has reaffirmed that it will not pursue nuclear weapons, while both sides work on a framework for managing enriched uranium. Until a final agreement is reached, Iran will maintain its current nuclear activities and the US will avoid new sanctions or military deployments. The agreement allows for sanctions waivers that could enable Iranian oil exports and related financial services to resume. Both sides will explore pathways toward financial normalization, including discussions on frozen assets and economic access. Once initial commitments are implemented, negotiations will expand to address all remaining issues required for a lasting settlement. Progress toward a final agreement will depend on both sides demonstrating compliance with ceasefire and maritime obligations. Any final agreement is expected to be submitted to the United Nations Security Council for international legal backing and enforcement. Ahead of a landmark signing ceremony with the United States in Switzerland, Iran is actively coordinating with its closest international partners. Iran's foreign ministry held separate consultations with senior counterparts in both Russia and China before the agreement moves forward. On June 17, Abbas Araghchi held high-level phone conversations with Sergei Lavrov and Wang Yi respectively. During discussions with Moscow, Iranian officials reportedly focused on the Memorandum of Understanding negotiated with Washington. Iran's foreign minister also reportedly stressed that Israel must completely halt its military operations inside Lebanon. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov reaffirmed Moscow's full support for the Iran-US Memorandum of Understanding, according to Tasnim. Russia's foreign ministry said, and I quote, "On June 17, FM Sergei Lavrov and Araghchi spoke over the phone. Russia expressed support for the understanding on de-escalating tensions in the region. The importance of their strict observance by all parties, including Israel, was emphasized." With Beijing, Iran's top diplomat also reportedly shared details of the Memorandum of Understanding reached with the United States. Araghchi reportedly thanked China for its backing and engagement throughout the lengthy negotiation process with Washington. China's Wang Yi welcomed the agreement and reportedly stated that Beijing stands ready to assist with its implementation, according to Tasnim. Meanwhile, at the G7 summit in France, Trump publicly thanked Putin and Xi for maintaining what he described as a neutral position.
It's going to take a long way for them to build back their anti-aircraft stuff. It's going to take, and you know, the other thing I want to thank China, President Xi. I was with him, and he stayed neutral, totally neutral, and I appreciate it. And I want to thank Vladimir Putin. He was very neutral. They could have made it much more difficult for us. And I want to say it. You know, somebody would say, "Oh, that's terrible. He's thanking President Xi of China." Well, let me tell you, I had a long talk with him. You know, they have shoulder weapons to knock down airplanes. That it's not like the real deal, but they're accurate. They're fairly accurate. I said I would really appreciate you're not giving or selling any of that stuff to Iran. And you know what? For the most part, he didn't. So I just want to thank them because they made it a lot better.
Iran's lead negotiator Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf also described China as a genuine and reliable strategic partner.
We must stand firm, take over the front line from the launcher crews, and relieve the people from the burden of economic pressure. It is us who must make China believe, which it will, that we are not a customer or just a business partner. We are truly a partner to them. A partner in every sense. We need some blocks. I'm saying clearly, these blocks must be formed. And in a way, they are already formed. Whatever bloc is formed, there are two definite countries in it. Don't doubt it, China and Iran.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.